You're listening to The Straight Line on MRN.com, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ralph Shaheen and Doug Herbert with you as we get ready to go racing in Phoenix this weekend. Coming up with the Arizona Nationals. Well, it's always fun to go to the desert.
Always fun to go to the desert. Usually nice weather out there. All the teams get to go back to the place where they just did some preseason testing. So it's a pretty good event, fast event.
How much did you find that as an advantage to a race weekend, having tested there? Because really, they tested just a couple of weeks ago, too.
Right, exactly. I think it is a big advantage, as long as the condition stays the same. I mean, you look back, but I believe that they had the NHRA Safety Safari there doing track prep during testing.
Yeah.
A few years, I know along the way, the track would do the prep, and then when they went back and then NHRA did the prep, it was a totally different racetrack.
Right?
So
yeah.
I think they're going to be looking good. They go back there, they've got the NHRA Safety Safari doing the prep again. All the teams are familiar with all the conditions. Well, I think it'll be a good event. We just looked at the registration. All the fields are full.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. Everybody in Phoenix, man, they love their racing.
And the weather looks pretty good. We were checking that out, too. Looks like it's probably going to be low 60s, partly cloudy on race day. There's no weather behind it, so that shouldn't be creeping in. On the front end on Friday, there's about a 50% chance of rain, but that's 50% good too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the other thing is too, when the rain goes out, it's usually high pressure. Pressure goes up, temperatures are low. It's going to be really fast.
That's a unique venue there too, huh? Pretty intimate feeling for the crowd.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know what their seating capacity is. It's probably 25,000 or something, I guess, but there's just so many things going on at formerly Firebird. I don't know what they call it now. It's Wild Horse Indian Pass Park or something like that. But anyway, it is a great venue. They do IndyCar testing there. They have, they have boat racing. They've got Bondurant. There's a lot of different things. It's a neat facility. It's a good place to go. You can generally, it's not so busy that you can get up and talk to the guys, get autographs and so forth. Yeah, I think it's a great place to go.
And we haven't really gotten into this, and maybe we should one of these days, is a question, like what's your favorite venue to go to? Not necessarily just because of the racetrack, but just because of everything there is to do in and around it to make a weekend destination out of it. And I got to tell you,
fan vote.
That's a big one. Yeah. I love going to that city. Yeah. There's so much to do there.
There is. Yeah, there really is. I mean, you're going to get, just thinking about doing that, asking fans what they would like. I mean, Brainerd, right? Brainerd's going to be huge. Everybody likes going to Brainerd and camping out and partying and all that stuff. Yeah. But I'm like Bristol.
You never camped at Brainerd.
Yeah. Well,
in a tent. You tended? Come on.
I was in a motorhome.
Yeah. Luxury motorhome, too,
motorhome,
right?
Yeah.
Motor coach.
I spent a lot of time with the campers. Okay. Does that count? But that's a fun place. Yeah, it really is a fun place. Bristol's like one of my favorite. Yeah, Bristol and Pomona are my two favorite.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, and of course, the U.S. Nationals, I always like that one. Just Indy's a great city, too,
Indy's a great city.
And it loves its racing.
They love their racing. Raceway Park and the drag races is always a big thing there, right? On long weekend. Yeah. Everybody goes out and hangs out.
Downtown is so active. You got to go to St. Elmo's.
Oh, yeah, you got to go to St. Elmo's and get the shrimp cocktail, right? That's the favorite, and the steaks and all that.
Take your buddy that doesn't know anything about the shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, take a big bite. Yeah, exactly.
If you don't know, we'd love to have you come with us, right?
Yeah. Come on.
So you went to Daytona.
Went to Daytona this weekend, yeah. Flew some guys down there and ended up with a hot pass and had just a ball, Saw a lot of drag racer, old drag racing friends in the pits and it was a pretty good race. The weather was great. So it was really cold and crummy in Charlotte. I went down to Daytona, and the weather was really nice. So it was a good day.
So let's talk about that a little bit because you have, everybody looks forward to Daytona as kind of the start, obviously, in the NASCAR season. But some people consider that the official kickoff to the racing season, even though a lot of other series have already started. Pomona started. Anaheim started for Supercross. The IMSA guys kicked off with the Rolex. Comparing some of those opening rounds, how do you think drag racing stacked up with Pomona to the kickoff of NASCAR, IMSA, Supercross, and so forth? How do you think we held up?
I think we did good. I think Pomona was a great race. The weather was good. The times were fast. It was good. I mean, Daytona, you got to say, Joe Gibbs Racing winning, that was pretty, that was pretty neat with JD and all the issues. I don't know, the sadness really that's come to the Gibbs family has been something. So Daytona, it was neat. It was a good race. It was a good crowd. But Pomona, man, I don't know. I'm a drag racer, Right. Pomona is the place to go, especially going and win Pomona like Doug Kalitta did.
Yeah, the only challenge with it, is having to wait till Monday.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. But I think the quality of the racing was right there, and I think did a great job. And I think heading now into the Arizona Nationals, everything to look forward to as far as drag racing fans are concerned.
Oh, yeah, well, that's right, and I forgot about the Sunday weather. When I was there on Saturday, it was great weather. Yeah. So Sunday weather is a little bit unfortunate. But you know what? A lot of those people, I bet, that missed Sunday at Pomona, they'll go to Phoenix and go to the races at Phoenix this weekend.
You know who's going is Doug Kalitta, and we're going to talk to him right after this. So stay with us. He's on the phone. We're ready to go with more Straight Line after these words.
By O'Reilly Auto Parts today and pick up 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $28.95. Plus, get a $10 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after mail-in rebate and earn double O Rewards points with your purchase. Protect your engine with Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Driver safety is the #1 priority in racing. It's also the #1 priority in trucking. The Detroit Assurance Suite of safety systems helps to protect drivers, their trucks, and other motorists by helping to mitigate the severity of collisions. Active brake assist, adaptive cruise control, and lane departure warning, all bringing a new level of safety and protection to the road. Don't just want better business solutions, demand them. Learn more at demanddetroit.com.
Well, we are back with MRN's Straight Line presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts as we get ready to chat with Doug Kalitta, who's on the phone with us. Hi, Doug. How you doing today?
Doing fine. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, buddy. How's how ready are you for the Arizona Nationals now?
Yeah, we should be looking good. The guys, gave them a couple days off. I should be regrouped and ready to go. So we'll start setting up for the event tomorrow, I believe, but no, we're ready. It's looking forward to it.
Hey, Doug, after winning Pomona at the finals, and then you guys, you got the Del Worsham firing up the margarita mixer and all that, winning Pomona at the Winter Nationals on Monday, gosh, it's kind of boring, but you know what? You go home with the trophy, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, even on Monday, they had a good crowd. I mean, there's a lot of people stuck around, and it was a beautiful day out there, so... yeah, that's great having Dell back, and I think we pulled it off with that margarita machine. That thing's always a little bit dicey, but it worked out for us.
You were super strong with hole shots when it came to Pomona. What was the key? Have you found something with the car, with you? Was it all luck? What was the story there?
I usually don't like talking about reaction times and hole shots because it's like the guy that lives in a glass house. You don't want to throw stones, but no, it was everything was clicking for sure. And with the competition out there these days, I mean, if you're going to want to win these races, you're going to have to be up on the wheel, and so that's it was a good day for us. And we're all real hungry. The hungrier, the better you hunt. So hopefully, that's what we're going to do, throughout the season here. And but there's a lot of good, leaders out there. So.
Hey, Doug, I'm just thinking about, because I'm thinking about what Connie would say. Connie would say he gave you a tune-up and pure driving excellence. Connie gave you some pure driving excellence. I've heard him say that before.
He was proud of us. He was, there with us on Monday, and Connie fashion, supervising the situation. And, and it's Connie's 60th year out there this year. So he's been at it a long time. We certainly respect his opinion. And, and he's tuning Richie's car and doing a great job with that thing. So, they out-qualified us. So Connie's he's still got this stuff figured out pretty well.
60 years is an amazing number. What does he bring to it now with that 60 years of knowledge? Obviously he's got so much, but as he looks back on it, as his level of what he tells you guys different now than when it was, say, 10, 15 years ago? What he's telling you?
No, I'm sure he's very proud of the team that he's built. He gives the guys the opportunities to tune all these different cars. But he certainly understands what's going on with the car, and and he'll look at the information, and he'll offer up. Years ago, he would just say, "This is what we're doing. I don't care if you're a guy tuning it or not." So he's just trying to build this, help build the team, and offer up suggestions, and and obviously hope it works. Because in the final, we were pushing it a little more, so we end up smoking the tires out there. But no, he's got it figured out pretty well. It's just you got to make sure you get A to B, and that's we were just kind of lucky in the final there that we got away with him smoking the tires along with us. So.
Doug, I don't think anybody's burned any more nitro than Connie Kalitta, and your team had some changes over the off season too. Troy Fashing, been with you for a long time, but then Rob Flynn coming on as crew chief to go out there and win the first race with, kind of getting things settled down. That's a big accomplishment. Obviously, you did your job with the whole shots, but the car ran well. You guys did a great job. Starting out with that much momentum in the year is a good place to be.
Yeah, with Rob, has worked with Connie the last couple of years on the DHL dragster with Richie driving the thing, and those last 6 races is when Rob came over. But he's doing a great job, and again, that's a lot of guys, really that are out there as crew chiefs have spent time working with Connie, and have moved on and done pretty well. So there's a pretty large group of crew chiefs that are currently out there that have done that. Dave Grubnick is a good example. He worked with Connie, so there's, so that's pretty cool. But, Troy and Rob both, really looking forward to, seeing what they can do with the tune-up on my car. I know they're both just ready to win, just like I am. So, I think it's going to be a good combination between, really everybody on my team this year. So it's going to be fun. If nothing else, we're, we started out good with that win and carrying a bunch of momentum, and we love going to Phoenix. It's a great facility there. So, and I think with the conditions are going to be similar to Pomona, it's actually going to be a little cooler than what we normally see there. So we'll see what happens.
That was one of the things Doug and I were talking about in the opening. The NHRA Safety Safari Group was out there when you guys were testing. Is that correct? Did they prep the track then? So should the track conditions be similar to what you find when you go back this weekend?
I think so. Yeah. They did a good job prepping that track at Pomona. So it's always a little bit of an unknown. But they've been doing a good job with prepping even through the end of last year. So I think we're going to see some pretty good conditions out there, and that's what the fans want to see. And I think NHRA everybody's trying to do the best job they can, putting on a great show for the fans. So I think we're going to see the track's going to be in real good condition.
Well, and you've won at Phoenix before, so that's going to be a great place to go back with you. I had the chance to come and visit you and the whole Kalitta team a few weeks ago when you were really gracious, took some time and showed me around all the race shops, the airplane shops, the engine shops. That was super impressive. And then I wanted to also thank you for coming to the starting line when we made that Terry Vance announcement. So now we're ready for you to bring Avery to breaks is going to be not very long. She'll be ready to come do a little driving.
Yeah, and I certainly appreciated what you did for my son Mitch. He learned a lot. It was, it's a great program that you're doing, and it's greatly appreciated by me and everybody else that brings their kids there. It's something I highly endorse and recommend for anybody that might be thinking about it with their kids. So, great job, Doug, and your whole team with what you're doing with brakes. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Doug.
Hey, Doug, just before we let you go here, obviously as president of Kalitta Charters, you've probably seen some pretty interesting things that you guys have hauled all around the world. What's been the craziest?
The good thing is we're pretty diversified, so we're always doing something different. Which, the craziest stuff is we had this. We've got this one Challenger. It's a big cabin, real long range. So we do these. We had a group of people in the back of that thing that definitely had a good time the other day. The pilots were like, I can't believe, with 8 people that they could actually drink that much. So sometimes you end up with just a crazy group of people in the back of that thing. So those are the types of deals that you really don't want to go into detail on. But
one of the most interesting ones, Doug, is when I was you and I were talking about it the other week. When I was up in Kentucky, we saw your horse racing airplane that hauls all of the championship horse racehorses all around the world. Tell us a little bit about that one. I thought that one's a really interesting plane.
Yeah, and there's no question about it when you walk around or in that thing that it's smells like a barn. So there's no disguising what you're doing with it. But no, these these horses that we fly around are all the Derby type horses and these high dollar thoroughbred. So it's throughout the year. I mean, there's always some race that's going on, and we run that thing about every other day, flying horses around. So it's definitely an interesting thing with just the mission that we're doing and all the veterinarians and just kind of everything that goes on.
What did you call that one? Horse Force One or something? You had some funny name for it.
Yeah, it's called Air Horse One.
Air Horse One. That's great. That's great. Well, Doug, listen, thank you very much for calling in. We really appreciate it. Congrats on Pomona and all the best this weekend out in Phoenix.
Okay, well, appreciate you guys having me on, and you guys have a great day.
All right, save us a seat on Air Horse One sometime, would you?
All right.
Okay. Doug Kalitta joining us, and we're going to come right back. Robert Hight on the line. More your way here on MRN's The Straight Line.
It's O-Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today and check out store-wide savings, plus earn double O-Rewards points on over 200 items. If you're not an O-Rewards member yet, sign up in-store today. It's fast, easy, and free. But hurry, double points are only available for a limited time. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi folks, Mike Bagley here. At MRN, we rely on equipment from Racing Electronics.
Joey Logano to the lead on the back straightaway.
Racing Electronics has scanners and headphones. We can listen to every uncensored conversation between driver and crew.
You won the championship, baby, yeah!
And when we need live audio, in-car cameras, and up-to-the-second statistics, we use their latest handheld unit called Legend. To learn more about these products and many others, visit racingelectronics.com. Racing Electronics, the official two-way communication partner of MRN.
When the racing concludes each weekend, keep up with the non-stop NASCAR news each weekday on NASCAR Today midday.
The drafting type races I've always excelled in, so that's where I see a tremendous advantage.
I think it was very important for us to get Martin and to get Cole, both of those as a group, because they're very good at what they do.
NASCAR Today midday, Monday through Friday on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Welcome back to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, Better parts, better prices every day. Ralph Shaheen and Doug Herbert with you. Hope you enjoyed hearing from Doug Kalitta. And now joining us is the guy that won the funny car division out of Pomona, Robert Hight. Hey, Robert, how are you today?
Doing good, guys. How about you?
Doing well, doing well. Boy, you got that Auto Club team just humming right along, don't you?
Yeah, it's been a good start so far. You know, we went to Phoenix testing, and I think we were quick there and go to Pomona and qualify number one and get the win. So couldn't be much better to this point, that's for sure.
Robert, tell us a little bit about your crew chief, Jimmy Prock. Obviously, you guys have had some great success, and now you've got another Prock over there driving another car. So in addition to your duties as the funny car guy, how about as president of John Forrest Racing? You got a lot of balls in the air, too.
We do. It's been a crazy off season. A lot going on with Courtney retiring and, you know, moving Brittany over to Advanced Auto Parts and trying to find Austin a sponsor, and then it coming together at the last minute. I mean, it has been nuts. So, you know, basically we're still, you know, night and day getting this thing put together. And after Phoenix, we hope, you know, we have a little more time before Gainesville that we can get everything in line and where it needs to be. But I couldn't have been more proud of that team, how they pulled together, and his debut. He did a good job driving. The car ran well. And, you know, Jimmy Prock helped out. You know, when he won first round on Sunday, and then it got rained out till Monday, and Jimmy went over there and told John Schaefer and Ronnie Thompson, it's like, this car needs to run 70 flat tomorrow because we're going to have somebody tough second round. And Jimmy helped them. They put some different levers in the clutch, and the thing goes out and runs 69, 334. So, you know, and basically I think that was his 10th run in the car. That was pretty impressive.
You know, Robert, it's kind of tough when you're driving over there at Force Racing and you've got John there with all those championships and all those wins, but your stats are starting to stack up pretty good. That win at Pomona made it the 15th consecutive season in which you've won at least one event. It was your 46th career victory and also the fourth time you've taken the Wally home from the Winter Nationals. What is it about your driving that has evolved over these seasons that has allowed you to start compiling stats like that?
Well, I feel, you know, I look back at when I started and where I'm at now as a driver, and I think, man, for the longest time, I was just holding on. I don't even know how I got through it, but I do know how I got through it. It's really good people, good teams, and Jimmy Prock has been here with me most of my wins. You know, we were not together just for a couple years there, but you know, when you have Jimmy Prock in your corner, you're going to, you know, compile a lot of stats like that. And we have a lot of good people. I feel that when Jimmy Prock came back to our team, he was stronger because he brought Chris Cunningham with him. Now he has a guy that, you know, equally as smart to bounce ideas off, and they're good friends. They work well together. It's a lot of fun just to sit up in the lounge and listen to them talk and watch what they're doing. But you can't put stats like this and get the wins without good people.
Well, and you guys have assembled it's a pretty deep bench over there at John Forrest Racing. Hey, Robert, tell us about Pomona and winning Pomona and the momentum that gives you going through the season, and also being your hometown track and all the extra pressure that kind of goes along with that, and all your friends and fans and everybody that comes out of Pomona. I mean, winning Pomona is pretty big.
It is. You know, I always said that, you know, there's major races like golf has the majors, right? And, you know, Pomona twice a year, those are major races. Gainesville is a major race because it's the first race on the East Coast. It's where the Hall of Fame is. It's just a lot going on there. Obviously, Indy, our biggest race of the year. Englishtown, I used to feel was a major. Unfortunately, I never got to win that one. But to get a win at the beginning of the year is pretty cool because the last 2 years, I've gone down to the last day to win a championship. And one year we got it done. Last year we didn't. But we didn't win races until June, July, the last 2 years. So to start out like this and the way we came off testing, it gives you a lot of confidence. And, you know, I feel that we're only going to get stronger. With the depth that we have at John Force Racing, you know, when when we put together our clutch discs and everything, we don't do it for, 6 races at a time. We do it for all year. So what I have right now, I'll be racing with at Pomona at the end of the year. And by then, I think we'll even refine it and make it better and be stronger. So it's pretty cool to get a win this early, start the season out like this. Just don't really like the way the start of the season is with NHRA. It seems like you never just get going. So can't wait to get back to the track this weekend in Phoenix and, where we tested well and try to get another win.
Would you like to see 2 or 3 races right back to back, just a couple of weekends right in a row at the very beginning? Is if you were doing the schedule, is that what you would do?
If I was doing the schedule, we'd race a lot more than we do now, and we would race more often. I just feel your team does it. You're better. The team does a better job. You do a better job driving. I love racing. Love to be out at the track. And even though last weekend I was still at a racetrack, my daughter, we went back to Phoenix and ran a divisional race for the juniors, and we had a good time there. So I wasn't totally away from drag racing last weekend.
There's always something to do in drag racing, right? Hey,
Exactly.
the win at Pomona was technically a whole shot win. So with low ET of the race and then a win with a really good run that was actually ended up being a whole shot right by thousandths or something. But you had a great light. You were on. You go up there for the final with your best light of the day. Like what's going through your mind? How do you dial in and be a machine to get the job done like you're doing?
Well, it's you don't want to let these guys down. We do have a few new members on the team this year. Some of our veteran guys over the winter decided to stay home. They're tired of being on the road. They've been with us for a long time, and I was really proud to watch the other veteran guys that we have work with these new guys and step up and teach them and mentor them. And we made the call every round. It wasn't like we were ever behind. So I wanted to get out there and focus and do a good job for obviously the guys that have been with us, but get these new guys a win and, get them pumped up and, show them that they're doing a good job and they're only going to get better. So it's really a team sport. And that's really what gets me going is to win as a team, because you can't win without good people.
Robert, none of us ever want to see John step out of the car. As fans, none of us want that. But there are a lot of major racing organizations out there right now when you talk about Hendrick Motorsports and Penske Racing, where people are saying, hey, what happens down the road with these organizations? There is going to be a time when John decides it's time for him to step out. We see Courtney stepping away from the cockpit. You, behind John, are the senior member on the driving side after him with all the veteran experience, the world championships, and so forth. Where do you see yourself in the future of force racing, and how much pressure is now coming on you as those days move forward?
Well, I'm pretty fortunate. I have the Auto Club behind me. That's the only sponsor I've had since I started driving. It's a long-term deal. I think it's going to continue on for years to come. It's a great partnership. I couldn't be luckier. I don't think there's a better deal in drag racing, and they're really good people. So we do have some solid sponsorships, and I know a lot of it, is hinged around John, but John's not going anywhere. Even if he decides to hang it up, which I don't see that happening. I just think that he's not going to be happy. This is a lot of work, a lot of stress, this job, and the time that he really enjoys is driving that race car. So he works hard to stay in shape and wants to be out there. So obviously there's going to be a day that comes, but John's setting this up for his family for the long run, and partners and contracts are such that we can continue on. But we want John at the track with us, that's for sure.
Hey, Robert, it seems like Force has done a pretty good job with his driver development too, right? You're a development driver now. You're a multi-time world champion. Austin Prock coming along. His girls coming along and developing that. Tony Pendergrass, he really developed there. So how does force get into your head and motivate you? I mean, I've seen him, come on, this is what you got to do. I mean, like he's a rah. He gets so excited and he loves what he does. How does Force's enthusiasm rub off and affect and help that driver development?
He is, like you said, a rah guy. He's always positive, and John's always wanting to take pressure away from you. And his girls, me, Austin Prock, even when you're learning to drive and you're making test runs and things like that, he's very good at taking the pressure off of you, because you're nervous. Doug, you know that, when you've never driven one of these things. But John what he'll always tell the girls or me, no one's going to fire you. You can't be fired. You're part owner of this company. So, don't worry about consequences if you screw up or whatever. Go do the best you can. We learn from it. But he's really good at getting the most out of his people, in a positive way. You see coaches and things on TV that scream and holler and, go nuts. That's not John. He'll scream and holler in a positive way, a fun way.
Robert, got time for one final question for you. And something I've always wondered about. Drag racing is such an interesting form of motorsport because you have to build yourself up emotionally for that run, focus, adrenaline, and then the rush that the run brings. Then there's an end to it. Then there's a down period. Then you have to do it all over again. And hopefully again and again before the day is over. How do you deal with that? What do you do in between to let yourself settle and then come back up to get ready for the next round?
The worst round is first round for me because you have all night to think about it, and, your nerves get the best of you, and it seems like you're always nervous for first round, no matter how long you've done this. But after you win a round on Sunday, there's not a lot of time between rounds. The guys are tearing this thing apart, putting it back together. You start it, you're back up there, and there's just so much excitement around winning a round that you kind of just stay up. You're out there with the fans, signing autographs. You're with the team when they're working on this thing, and it's just what kills you is a rain day. Okay, so you make a run and you win, and then it rains, and now you got hours for the rain to quit, or have to wait till the next day. That's where it's really tough. But once you get going on Sunday on a normal day, it's not hard to keep that adrenaline and focus up because things are happening in a hurry.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be easy for you guys to get up this weekend heading into Phoenix. You got that Auto Club team looking for the second win in a row. That's great. Best of luck to you this weekend at the Arizona Nationals.
Thanks, guys. Did you go to Daytona?
Well, Doug did. I went to Supercross.
Okay, cool. I didn't get to see Daytona. I saw a lot of the highlights, and I see there was a lot of crashing going on.
Man, they did have a lot of carnage going on there, that's for sure. I didn't see Forster. I was looking for him. I saw Darrell Gwynn.
Yeah, nope. John wasn't there, but I love NASCAR too.
Well, good. Well, listen, best of luck this weekend. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Robert Hight right here on MRN Straight Line. We're coming right back. Red light, green light.
O'Reilly.
When it comes to safety, nothing is more important than your vehicle's brakes. If it's hard to stop or you hear squealing or grinding noises during braking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts. You'll find the brake parts you need from trusted brands like Brake Best and Brake Best Select at everyday low prices. Play it safe with brakes from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
ISM Raceway got some major upgrades. NASCAR fans, come and see what all the buzz.
You have a racetrack that's created an unbelievable challenge for when this restart.
Bumping.
Oh, has to check up. He catches the 38. The 38 spins.
And cheering is about.
Kyle Busch is going to win in the desert.
Mark your calendar for the Ticket Guardian 500, March 8 through 10. Get the best remaining tickets now at ismraceway.com.
You're listening to The Straight Line here on MRN.com, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Welcome back in, and it's time, Doug, for Red Light, Green Light, which is also presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. And we were talking about it, and I think we decided we're going to go 2 green lights.
There's no red light. There's nothing bad going on. So guess what? 2 green lights. We got a race.
Pretty good week. Okay, so let's kick it off. Tommy Johnson Jr. is going to celebrate his 30th year in nitro racing this weekend out of Phoenix. Started his nitro career there in 1989. Yeah,
I mean, I remember racing with TJ when he was pretty young, racing an alcohol funny car. And so, that's a long time. He's had a lot of success, and his family's been behind him. His dad has been behind him the whole time. And, they're good guys.
Yeah, his mom, his dad, his sister, a big drag racing family. Still see his dad around here in the Mooresville area pretty regularly. Talked to TJ just the other day on the phone. He's enjoying that Dodge Hellcat that he got for being the highest finishing Dodge driver last year in the points. Pretty sweet deal. And now he's got really 30 years, right?
Yeah, no kidding. No, he's done a great job. It's been a great career. I mean, just think about it. They ran their own car for quite some time. He drove Joe Gibbs. He's driven for a bunch of different teams and had great Prudhomme, and has had great success everywhere he's went. So congratulations. Good. 30 years. That's been a great 30 years. Yeah,
so best of luck to TJ and the Make-A-Wish Funny Car team this weekend out in Phoenix. Now, our other green light is something you actually were a part of the NBA All-Star Game was here in Charlotte, which is where our MRN studios are this past weekend. The NHRA and the NBA got together, did a pretty cool event out at Z-Max Dragway, which the Brakes program was a part of. And then as part of that cross-promotion, John Force, on a weekend off, was here at the NBA All-Star Game and part of the TNT broadcast of the weekend, promoting what they did here in town. Now, what I thought was really cool about that is, look, when most stick and ball guys come to Charlotte and they want to do something racing related, they deal with NASCAR. They go over to the big track. They give guys rides when the bowl games are in town and that sort of thing. NBA came into town. They chose the NHRA. I think that's fantastic.
I thought it was great. It was a great cross promotion, and it's really a good one-on-one competition, right? I mean, it's hard to go do a NASCAR race and have a one-on-one competition. Drag race is a little bit different, so I thought it was a great job. It was a great promotion. Amazing to see Shaq. I mean, I'm pretty big. That guy he's huge, man. And to see him get in that little Kia Stinger was really neat. So I was excited. I think it was a great promotion. Antron did a great job. Obviously, Force did a great job. It was a good day. I think everybody enjoyed it. All those NBA guys enjoyed getting in the cars and having some competition. And drag racing is not. You're able to get up for it and focus and go down the track, and you get to immediately enjoy who won because there's a win. Sure. Right? You go there and do that NASCAR racing experience, which is really fun. I love it.
It's not bad.
But it's not like you're out there racing and having a competition with somebody. So I thought it was very cool. And for the NBA to choose doing that and partnering up with NHRA, that was what we think is really the big
Absolutely.
green light.
Yeah, tremendous. Hey, obviously the whole reason why we're all here is to talk about racing, so we need to get you out to the racetrack like this weekend out in Phoenix. So let's show you the upcoming schedule of where the NHRA is headed so you can go ahead and get yourself headed to the races like this weekend at the Magic Dry Organic Absorbent NHRA Arizona Nationals.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Over in Phoenix, Arizona, actually technically Chandler, and then coming up, obviously, Gainesville. That Gainesville race this year is going to be really big. They've got a fan vote coming up for that unfinished business deal, which will be pretty neat. I know Shirley, Prudhomme, Big Daddy Don Garlitz. That's going to be a great show and a great race in Gainesville and back out west, go to Vegas.
Hey, go get yourself some tickets. Go to NHRA.com. Click on the red ticket tab in the top right corner. We hope to see you out at the NHRA events coming up soon. So that'll wrap up this show. For Doug Herbert, I'm Ralph Sheen. Thanks for joining us here on MRN Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Go get those tickets. See you at the races.